You just about cut the shit out of your finger.
Did, yeah.
Oh my, dude, you're gonna lose your. You just held your finger up. Like, quit. Stop.
It was a different finger. I got 9 more. It's okay. Welcome back to Arsenic Culture. I'm Matt.
Jason.
Sam.
Forgot the name of the show. I was like, where the fuck are we? That happens occasionally. We got a good friend Sam back again. We're all wearing our 50 Shades of Pink shirts.
We are. We planned that shit.
That's a really good point.
I mean, it's actually kind of ridiculous. Now look at it. Mine's a little more orange.
I walked upstairs to your wife. She's like, "Are you wearing the same shirt as Matt?" I'm like, "It's really, really close." I said, "First off, the odds of me wearing this shade's probably 0, and then matching is even."
Well, I'm almost exclusively wear like white or black.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I got this is what's this the
Is that Pips?
Meadery. Yeah,
It looks like Pips, yeah.
Pips Meadery shirt, and I was
nice.
like, "This color looks good on my skin tone, I'm gonna wear this today."
Well, this pink does not look good.
Jason walks in with his pink shirt, and I'm like, "God, do I need to change?" I'm not sure. Then you got your red
Did I
shirt.
show up? Yeah. Dark red,
Yeah. I don't know.
I had a pink Prairie artisanal L's shirt. It's a little too small on me. I was like, I don't really want to show my belly, like on camera, so I'm gonna go a little bigger.
It's like a crop top. The threads are hanging out of the
belly,
bottom.
but I'm like, probably shouldn't wear that one. Nope.
Is that the schmedium? Is that what we call it? Schmedium?
He wears it with his cutoff jeans. Oh, that's awesome, man. So we got a beautiful, delicious beer to try today. I
Beard?
enjoy beer. Yeah.
Oh, beer. I'm sorry.
Beer, not beer.
Sorry, I was excited.
No, this is from Phase Three, a brewery out of Chicago. Very, very good brewery.
Oh, yeah.
I was about to say like famous, but they're not really like on a lot
They're
of
on the
people's
come
radar.
up. I mean, they're a top 5 stout producer no matter how you slice it.
Yeah.
I mean, they're really, and also IPAs, the hazies.
Yeah.
I mean, they're killing it right
And
now.
you know
Barley
what?
wines.
We need to, and let's talk about at some point in this episode. Let's talk about like just like the industry in general,
Sure.
because beer is just it's kind of been all over the place. But this
Totally
beer
agree.
is. I'm excited about this. You're excited about this.
Oh, very
And this
excited.
is their anniversary stout. And what does it have in it?
So this is a blend of stouts with high proportions of rye and oats that spent time in 3 different new bourbon casks for a total of 45 months.
45
Almost
months.
4 years.
That's fucking crazy.
Then they added Papua New
He's like,
Guinea.
wait, everybody,
Wait,
then.
wait. Then they added Papua New Guinea and Ugandan vanilla beans directly to the last round of cask. So not just like added in as like a tincture or whatever,
Right.
but they add them in the cask to
Understood,
age
man.
with it.
Yeah.
This is a one-of-a-kind beer from us. The boldest beer they've ever made, they say.
Those are some big words. The boldest beer.
I
we've
mean,
ever
the
made.
hype on this one and the secondary, which we'll talk about later, I mean, it's big.
Really?
The other thing about this one is, so they have a membership, right?
Yeah.
All their members did not get a bottle. So they had a membership lottery, and it pissed the members off, which I get both sides. They
Because
had
you
a
pay for the
public-
membership and you want access to the bottle that you
They had a public lottery, too, so it's like...
Maybe not the best look.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Okay.
I don't know how many released each, but, a little sticky, but we got one.
we got,
Three's here.
yeah, maybe no comment.
We even made a new friend. Thank you, David, for hooking us up.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you.
I like how I looked in your camera. Like, yeah,
You should.
over here.
You should.
By the way,
I have my own camera.
Nope, just me.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. I'm super excited to try it.
Yeah.
We, you and I met in beer. Actually, you and I, Sam, met in beer, and
Yeah.
you and I, Jason. We
Yeah.
we all just kind of we convened in beer because there's a lot of camaraderie in it, and I love it. But like, I feel like craft beer it had its apex and it was really popular, and it had its like drawbacks. It's like you got beer nerds and
Sure.
neck beards and stuff like that. But it's really kind of like falling
to
by
see if I
the.
shaved.
I know it's like, do I got my but it's kind of fallen by the wayside, and it is what it is. I don't care. There's a lot of people that you kind of wanted not to be associated with it that were like gatekeepers. It kind of
Yes.
got to that point, and I think you see a lot of that with bourbon too.
I think you see more of that bourbon.
More in
But
bourbon,
yeah.
but it's like once it started to get there with craft beer, I feel like it started to like phase out, and so maybe that's a good thing. So it's not nearly as popular as it was, but you look at a lot of breweries now, and it's like there was this glut where they were just making like IPAs and hazy IPAs and then pastry stouts, and everything got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Sure.
And everybody that was into it was like, this is super fun. Like, let's see where we can go with this. Let's see what we can try. And now it's like down. And it's like, okay, well, now we got to go back to lagers, and we got to go back to like
Full circle.
pale ales. And then it's like, we got to go to seltzers, and it's just like neutral
THC
spirit.
seltzers, Delta 8 seltzers.
Yeah, as
and-
possible. And I get it too, because
Yeah.
honestly, it's like you and I, Jason, we're talking like, I have a cellar and I got a lot of beer in it, and
You do?
I enjoy beer, but I've actually stopped drinking stouts unless we're in this setting.
Yeah.
You gotta
Because
share that shit.
this bottle, this is not a 750. This is
375 or 500.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like about 500 milliliter bottle. There is probably 1,000 calories in that bottle.
Per pour.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I can't drink that, dude. Like, I feel bad.
Tuesday
actually,
night,
though,
just,
my-
yeah, middle of the week.
Monday Night Football, you blackout drunk
Yeah,
on
exactly.
1,000 calorie stout.
Yeah.
But I mean, on this one though, you talk about that. It doesn't have all the adjuncts. So a lot of the times when we talk barrel aged stouts, now they have
True.
Snickers and Reese cups,
True.
which fucking taste good. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to drink that all the
No.
time. It goes back to the answer. You remember that beer spilled in my pants? Kyler knocked over on me.
Yeah.
It dried,
Beer.
and then I swear to God, an hour later, I had a big streak of shit. Looked like I took a shit on my pants.
It was like
was
hard.
Reese cups.
It was like hard. You like a tap on it.
Dogs
Like,
come up licking on my leg.
Yeah.
that checks out with the Answers beers, especially in a time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
But you know what? Their beer is delicious. The Answer out
is.
of Richmond,
It is.
Awesome.
Yeah,
out of
I love
Richmond,
their beer.
Virginia, and by the way, they have you been to the Answer?
Yes.
Sam?
Yeah, he's been.
They got that Vietnamese restaurant attached to
So
it.
good.
And I am
Mekong,
Vietnamese.
Mekong, I think it is.
I think that's right.
Yeah, it's very good.
And I grew up on like eating that stuff, so I love it. I want to make me and my buddy Drew. I think we're gonna go up to a Lamb of God concert up there because
Nice.
they're from Richmond, Virginia.
And Guar Bar.
Nice.
And Guar Bar, yes.
can't forget Guar Bar.
Guar Bar is actually in Richmond, Virginia. Yeah.
Nice.
Did
That's
you know
awesome.
Guar is coming to Lexington?
I saw this at Manchester.
Yeah, or
I
Manchester
saw-
Music Hall.
I don't
I've
really
been
want to
getting
get
served
blood
that.
and semen
Dude.
on me, but
I have not got blood and semen in a long time.
I could sit
It's
in the
about to-
back.
I'll be in the front, and I'll just collect it in my mouth and baby
you take
birds.
pictures, and I'll watch you.
Bring my poncho.
You have to pay extra for that.
You
I
got to
think,
pay.
at the Guar
Yeah,
concert.
you got to
so.
pay extra for that kind of action,
Yeah.
Cotton.
I just want to be a guy in the back sitting in chair watching.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring my blood and semen poncho. Wow, we got way off topic. What were we talking about?
So what have you all been drinking lately, guys? I mean, I know we've seen each other here lately. So Matt, what have you been drinking?
Dude, I'm sticking with. So I am really getting on a mixed drink kick.
Okay.
the
I go through that
experiment
sometimes.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I guess there could be some corollary to craft beer because of like the experimental process with it. With
Sure.
craft beer, you get like a stout like this amazing Phase 3. It's got all these adjuncts in it. But
Actually, this is just vanilla though, so that's what I was telling you about the calories.
well,
So-
yeah, but the flavor profile, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
what can you pull out of this? Yeah, I bought some like, what's the almond sugar? See, I don't even know what I'm doing.
sugar.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's like simple syrup, but like with like it's like
Oh.
almond flavoring. I have like 5 bottles of bitters up there.
Nice.
I got rhubarb bitters. You ever had rhubarb bitters?
Oh no
No.
shit. Okay.
It tastes like strawberry. It's really good. I don't know why they call it rhubarb. They just call it strawberry bitters. But yeah, so I'm like experimenting with like different like flavor profiles. I'm trying to get into gin. Gin is tough. I know people like
Very
it.
herbal.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you like gin?
I like gin, but yeah, it's one of those things. If I drink a lot of it in a short amount of time,
It just
kind of burns me for a while.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
Are you more like a mixed drink with gin? I don't know if I've had it straight, but I'm not really like a
yeah,
can't do it straight,
I
man.
do it with tonic water.
Okay, I could see that.
Tonic.
I could
see
that.
That's usually
little
my
Topo
game.
Chico.
So
Yeah.
I got like a pomegranate gin martini that I'm trying to perfect. But
Okay.
I'll do
Yeah.
you can get like the pomegranate juice. You know the one that comes in like it looks like a 2 bulbs.
I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
it's Palm. Or
I think it's
something.
I think it is
That
POM.
sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get a big one for $10 at Costco,
Nice.
and it's actually
Yeah.
really good by itself. So I get one of those, and then like I put a little bit of that in there, some gin, and then some of those rhubarb bitters in there. And I put 2 or 3 other things. I got to go look at my list. I think I put a little bit of lime juice in there, and I like it a lot. But it's like
Sounds
I can
good.
do one, and then the gin's just like it's so potent and stuff.
Yeah, it
like that.
overpowers. You get a little
Yeah.
aftertaste on that, even an
Yeah.
hour later.
Yeah.
But I
feel
like mixing stuff with like Pims. I like mixing with Fernet Branca.
We should do
like
a
some of
Pims
these like
episode.
Let's do a Pims
Yeah,
episode.
we will.
I like-
I have
I
a
like-
good story from New Orleans down there about that.
Those aromatic and gin
Yeah.
same way. Those aromatic liquors, spirits are just they have so much depth and dimension. It's just you can't do a lot of it, but it's fun
Totally.
to like try it and dissect it and stuff like
For
that.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mean to open. I just opened up. I feel like
Oh,
I'm
that's what you've been
laying down
drinking.
on a
That's what you've
okay.
been drinking,
That's
then.
couch at a psychiatrist's office and be like, Anyway, my dad
So
sexually
what would you
molested
what would
me.
you think about that? What would you do in that situation?
Yeah. No,
So
that's
Sam,
not-
what have you been drinking on?
Man, so most recently, my wife came back from Texas, and she went
Live
to
Oak, baby.
Yeah, she
Let's
went
go.
To, she went
There
to
you
San
go,
Antonio, and it's funny because like the way craft beer has peaked and changed.
Yeah.
5 years ago, I'd been like, "Can you go to this brewery and buy this
Yep.
barrel aged stout for $50?" But now it's like she can go to HEB, just the grocery store down the street,
Right.
and grab Live Oak Hefeweizen, like Spindle Tap cans.
Yeah, I forgot. I've not had that. I've just had like one or two of those.
Yeah, like there's an OG I love there, Lone Pint Yellow Rose, which is a
Yellow
Hell
Rose
yeah,
is
hell
amazing.
yes.
Yeah.
She brought it back. When she found it, it had been canned less than a week.
Damn.
At a grocery store.
I've never had a can. I remember the bottles.
Yes,
the
the old
750s or
bottles.
whatever. I think 750s.
I actually, the first time I had that, somebody back when I was on Untapped,
we had
Yeah.
Aaron's first time I had it.
I think I brought that.
might
So
have.
somebody, because I used to be, no offense to you guys, I fucking killed everybody on Untapped. Like I checked into every
got
single
shit on
beer.
me.
I was like in the thousands before people
Yep.
were like in the hundreds. And so like random people would message me. And they'd be like, "Hey, dude, have you tried this? Do you want to try this? Do you want to trade and stuff like that?" And trading was kind of big back
Yeah.
then.
Oh yeah.
And some
yeah.
guy in Texas was like, "Have you ever had Yellow Rose?" And I was like, "No, I haven't."
amazing.
He sent me growlers of it because you
Yeah.
couldn't get it in the.
Damn.
And I brought it to Aaron's to share, and it was
That's
really good.
awesome.
It's a pale ale. It's considered a pale
It
ale.
is. It's like a maybe 6.5% mosaic.
But it's hoppy. It's almost. It's like a zombie dust
It
kind
was
of. Yeah.
really good.
It is.
Really
It's so good. And yeah, she brought it back. It was 6-pack cans, canned less than a week when she came
Yeah.
home. And yeah, I was like, "Oh, this is perfect!" Like I got a mixed case of these things.
Yeah.
And it's just like
I mean,
the
I
ideal
think
combination.
Everything they make too at Live Oak's just like gimme.
Oh, yeah.
The Hefeweizen, the Pilsner, the
Absolutely.
whatever.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, that's pretty cool.
What have you
I was
been drinking?
thinking, for me, honestly, we had Lexington Craft Beer Week recently, so I got to go out. Me and my wife Angie got to go out and hang out. Went to Ethereal. Went over there with you. Went
Yeah,
over
I was
last
with-
Saturday,
yeah.
so we got to try a lot of the bartenders, like different
That
ones.
flight that was pretty fun over
The
there.
flight was
yeah.
very thanks Kelly
Yeah.
and Brandon, but it was very nice. And honestly, I think from that, looking at it, we tried that peanut butter beer, and then remember the end of the night they poured a little strawberry like syrup in there, talking about mixed drink.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he poured that peanut butter beer with a banana, and
That
it
was good
was like
shit.
Zool almost. It was like
Yeah.
the damn PBJ from there.
That's
they
awesome.
made one of the bartenders made was it peanut butter
I think it's
banana,
banana.
stout
Yeah,
or sour.
yeah, sour.
Peanut butter banana
But it
sour.
was like sour, not
So
really
yeah,
sour.
so they
Yeah.
Kelly was telling us about it, and I was
Mm-hmm.
like, sour, that sounds great. So she was just like, just try it, and she gave us a flight of all their
Mm-hmm.
bartender reports and stuff like that, and I was like, this is super palatable. It wasn't sour, it was just kind of
Yeah.
like a like a sweet tart kind of thing. And I was like, this is actually translates very well, and that's
Yeah.
Brandon for you, But
Then we mixed it with that raspberry Hefe or raspberry wheat. Something
yeah,
whatever
there was
they
a
did.
raspberry wheat mixed them together, and it's
Yeah.
like a
Oh,
PB&J
man.
thing. And then the other
Perfect.
bartender, what did he put in it?
He had some strawberry like simple syrup kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like he poured that in a glass and
We
then
were just
dumped the
going all
peanut
in,
butter
man.
beer. He's like, dude, you gotta try this.
know.
I was like, well, have you had it? Yeah. He goes, no, I just thought of it. I messaged Brandon that now. I'm like,
awesome.
dude,
Yeah.
you might want to look at this.
Yeah, I was like
pretty
8
damn
years
good.
old again, like getting like the goober grape, like the peanut butter and jelly, like mixed
Oh,
together
yeah.
in the jar.
Yeah,
and just like, yo,
Uncrustables and
oh
shit.
yeah, oh that's good.
Well, I mean,
shit,
that's
man.
Zool's number one seller, I would assume. In
peanut butter and
Knoxville.
jelly, yeah.
I mean, that's the best use of peanut butter in any beer.
Yeah.
When I was talking to Brandon, though, he'd never had that, so I've actually got some cans set aside for him to
Nice.
let him try those.
Oh, yeah, man.
But I guess I've been drinking, Lexington Craft Beer Week, and then I got some Treehouse in, which I'm pretty happy about.
I've never heard of that.
Nah, it's some guy in a treehouse.
I love that. I love pulling out that picture every once in a while when we went up to Treehouse for the first time up in Boston, and we posted it Instagram, and it's like we have a pallet jar, like a hand truck.
Yeah.
And we got like 6 cases of beer just wheeling it out, just like laughing.
But we had 3 of those.
Yeah, and we had like a line of us. It was like me and Jeff and Jason
Yep.
wheeling it out,
Yep.
and then like the crowd's like taking pictures, like, look at these stupid
Look at
motherfuckers.
these dumbasses.
Yeah.
Like, well, you don't even know. We're driving back to Kentucky.
Yeah, but everybody's thought is like, I know you're trading that. You're not going to drink
You're
all of that.
selling
It's like,
it. No.
little do you know. Yeah. Well, we give it to like our friends and stuff
Exactly.
like that.
Got
Yeah,
people.
I got a
Back
picture
there.
of my beer fridge back then that was slap full of nothing but treehouse.
Treehouse, yeah. That was a good day, man. That was a good day.
Let's try this damn beer next. Let's
All
give
right.
it a shot.
So, do we have any more background on this? Or is
A little bit. So we got this is.
do you
from-
want to open it?
No, go ahead. It's from Phase 3, 5-year anniversary stout. Even though the label looks like a 3 to me, Matt had a good comment on that. Thought it might have been from Phase 3, right?
Yeah.
The 3. Those are like a 5
It's
or
'cause
like
I'm
a 3 instead
very
of 5.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
Artistic.
this one's a very low ABV though. It's only 19.4%. It's averaging a 4.62 on Untapped on 380 ratings, which honestly, from the secondary hype, seems low to me. I would
Yeah.
expect like 4.75 ish.
Yeah.
Very excited to try it. So some of the tasty notes they're
We'll
giving.
get there eventually.
Carve your way in here.
I'll save the tasty notes just till after we try it. But
Yeah.
they actually did another version of this one. So this was bourbon barrel aged. They did a draft only rum barrel age variant. It rates a little bit lower, but I think that might be like some people might like bourbon better than rum.
Yeah.
Over that.
The old Untapped 1-star. I don't really like rum barrel beer. So,
Exactly. That's my favorites, right? This beer's awful. I hate lagers anyway.
I hate lagers. Yeah, 2.5.
I don't drink IPA, so I don't know why I drink this 1 star.
But looking at this one, so I think the biggest takeaway on this beer is the age, extended aging. We're going over 4 years. I mean, almost 4 years, so 45 months.
Dude, I have been
Matt is
working out a
struggling.
lot for 3 years, and this is making me feel like a fucking pussy. I
Matt's
cannot
fighting
get
his
this
way.
shit out.
You should feel like that more often. Wait a minute.
Holy crap, dude. This
That's
is
like Against the Grain when they used to
you
wax
just fucked
things.
that up.
I just
Like
kinda-
an
Give me this
inch
knife.
deep.
Let me see if I can get this thing.
No, I'm not giving up, man. I'm not giving up.
Oh, you got here. Just use this. You can pop that off right now. He's gonna hit. He's gonna
Oh.
put that damn knife in our
I'm gonna
eye.
strike an
That's
artery.
right. To be the first podcast recorded at the ER for
We're still recording. If when the ambulance shows up, I'm just telling you. We'll reset the cameras and keep rolling. Oh my God! You're gonna put somebody's eye out, dude.
I just gotta get to that.
No, you've already absolutely screwed this bottle up. So first off, Phase 3, thank you for putting a crazy amount of wax on your bottle.
Seriously, look how thick that is. That is every bit of a half an inch thick.
It is, but I think the problem on this one's that little strip broke. Like
Yeah,
it clearly was not strong enough.
Oh, because they put half an inch of wax on it.
That's true. That's true.
maybe
So-
you got a rebottled version here. You got the
oh,
ultra rare variant
maybe,
where
maybe
somebody
David
is
did.
counterfeited.
I
You
just
just
cut
about cut the
myself.
shit out of
I
your
just
finger.
did, yeah.
Oh my, dude, you're gonna lose your. You just held your finger up. Like, quit. Stop.
It was a different finger. I got 9 more. It's okay.
You only need like four or five.
If I can get this wax, just
Dude,
like
go on this side and just take the top off. Cross edge the top. Like cross the top. Cut like a T or an X. Yes.
Yeah.
And then go back the other way. And then get your knife in there. And then like pry one side off and then you got it. No. Stick the tip of your knife in one side. Damn. Here's how to open wax with Jason and Matt.
Jesus Christ. You see me bleeding here?
Yeah, I do.
Keep going with the statistics. Just let me do my thing.
All right, so here's what we're going to next. So I think the interesting part about this, about 4 years old barrel-aged beers. So it got me thinking, like, what's some of the oldest barrel-aged beers that you've had or you can think of? I think it's a big trend right now with barrel-aged stouts. They kind of
trending
ran out of
that way.
places to go. So I looked some of these up because I couldn't think of a ton.
Yeah.
So the oldest one that I could find was Anderson Valley. A
Really?
port barrel-aged stout, which has like 80 ratings on Untapped.
And you check that in?
No, I looked up like.
I thought you were saying the
oldest-
oldest one that you've had.
No, hell no. I mean, so here I'll get to the oldest one I've had. I think it's Utopias, but like, does that count as a beer? You know what I mean?
Blurring the line.
Because they do it like
Yeah.
Solera method, and it's
We
kind
did,
of like.
yeah. And we did a Utopias
Yeah.
episode. That's just
We've
like
had a few
27. Yeah.
But Anderson Valley Port Barrel Stout, it was 7-year aged. And here's the weird part. That's tearing everything out of the hell. The weird part is, so if you say Port Barrel Aged Stout 7 years, what do you think the ABV would be on that, Sam?
I mean, I think you got to be pushing 20
Right?
at that point.
What's 5.8? That's what I thought too.
Did they
though.
cut it with like
I don't know, like
4
it-
barrels of water?
That
with,
has to be awful. I'm sorry. I think this was an old beer. Like you look at the Untapped pictures, everything's like, Edison bulb. It's like yellowed out. Matt's still going with this opening.
Oh,
I'm just ripping it, dude.
Oh hell, I think he's got. He's got
the
this.
wax.
Look at there.
The wax is free.
Little golf clap.
Yeah. And I only cut myself once. I hope you all like hemoglobin in your
We absolutely do. Give you a little
Jesus.
iron in there.
That's right.
So other ones, long extended days, Utopias, we talked about that a second ago. I don't know if you consider it a beer or whatever.
Yeah.
The brewery has done some. They do that Solera method, so it's like a back stock that keeps blending in. And then some lambics. So some of the lambics 3 to 4 years old. I thought there might be some like older than that, but I really couldn't find it. And then a local beer. So I actually messaged Brandon from Ethereal, the Ancient Baba they recently released.
Yeah.
That's 3 years.
It's pretty good.
I mean, that's a pretty big
time.
number. I mean,
Yeah.
it's almost as old as this one.
Yeah. Look,
So
seriously, look how thick that wax is. While you're looking.
That's
at
crazy.
It looks very thin. Looks like somebody was weak trying to open it.
Is that what it is?
So, can you think of any like extended barrel aged beers that you've had, Matt?
Well, I mean, I can think of a lot. No, I can't think of very many. Yeah, it is getting kind
I
of.
couldn't either. But that's where they're going.
Yeah, and it's getting kind of. I don't want to say like out of hand because sorry. That's spring. It's. I mean,
I think it is. I think it's a little out
I feel like there's like a point to where it's like, what benefit are you getting out
Yeah.
of this? Really, like, is there going to be a benefit?
It's like the IBU war, where it was like, who can make the highest IBU beer?
And you know what? There was a
Yeah.
plateau. Like
Yeah.
the IPAs need to be hoppy, and they need to be hoppier. And it got to points to where it's just like, once you hit that apex, you're like, who gives a shit?
Yep.
And they just stopped, even like
Oh, yeah.
calculating, and then it was like, now we got to make them even hazier. And how hazy can we get them? Let's make them hazier and hazier.
But I think they've kind of ran out of options on a lot of the barrel aged stout stuff. You've put every adjunct you can possibly put in there.
Yeah.
When I first got into craft beer pretty big, it was like coconut, vanilla, coffee, right? That's the
Right.
three main ones.
Yeah.
And now it's been everything.
Yeah.
I think this is just the next step. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know why else they would do it.
That's a
Just
good way of
experiment.
looking at it. Yeah, it is the next logical step to how
Yeah.
extreme can we make beer. And that isn't that's an
Absolutely.
I've said this before. That's an American thing.
Yeah.
Like craft beer. I think by and
It's
by
innovation. I mean, you're going for
Yeah.
innovation.
it
You're
is,
trying.
but like craft beer has been around for ages. I mean, because just the definition is just like based on like the volume that you're producing, but like nobody really just like ran with it until America did because we have to make everything so damn extreme.
Crazier and crazier.
Yeah,
Good
it's
point.
just it's like how crazy can we make this? So it happened with IBUs, happened with IPAs, and it's just like flavors that we can add to sours and pastry stouts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So like this follows suit, but I mean, is that make it better? I don't know.
Great question.
We'll find out. So nose on this one.
Oh,
It's a boozy boy.
yeah.
Smell
Wow.
it.
You can smell every bit of the 19.4%
Yeah, you
ABV.
can.
Thick is an understatement. Lacing on the glass, if you're not watching, I mean that is pretty insane. That side project level,
Yeah.
that's like OWK kind of level, MJK barley wine level.
That's about the closest like
Yep.
booze mouthfeel to MJK. I've
This
had.
almost
Yeah.
smells like I haven't tasted it yet, but it almost smells like a liqueur.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd agree.
Right.
I mean, at some point, is it a
crossing the
beer
line.
at that much ABV?
Yeah, this
I
smells
don't
like
know
an
that
80
I've-
proof, like
Yeah.
chocolate liqueur.
Yeah. The nose is all. I get a lot of bourbon, a lot of roast, chocolate, some vanilla, maybe like a marshmallowish, kind of thing, like
Yeah.
a roasted marshmallow almost.
It doesn't taste nearly as strong as I thought it would.
It's not super sweet either. I'm really surprised. I thought it would be like
Surprisingly
Like
balanced.
just
like a
vanilla.
sugar boozer
Yeah.
booze monster.
Yeah.
This
well,
thing is
and a lot of times you have to make it sugar booze monster in order to
Yeah.
hide like that booze.
yeah. They're
you're
not
right.
hiding the booze,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is
yeah.
wild
Yeah.
because a lot of people try to.
Well, I think that's why Phase 3 has really excelled too. I mean,
Yeah.
they've not hidden flaws because they really don't have any flaws, or very minimal. I mean, everybody's got flaws, but except me,
Not me.
Yeah, except me and
Jinx.
Matt.
Sorry, Sam.
Fair.
Not me.
Not it.
So, looking at other trends in beer, we try to talk about that. If you follow the secondary, which I do, there's really, people say it's dead. I don't know that it's dead, but there's only a few things that people want.
Yeah.
They want barrel-aged stouts with whatever in them from
Right.
only a few select breweries.
Right.
They also want hazy IPAs from only a few select breweries. I
Yeah.
mean, you got Brewhouse at like Cali, I think it is, where they're
Yeah,
at.
Portland.
Portland, Oregon.
Yep.
Okay.
They're probably the hottest right now.
Yeah.
I'm
Really?
guessing. I mean, they're going for 12 to 15 a can.
Yep.
I mean,
Have you brought some of those back to your house?
Jesse
Have
actually
you-
brought some.
See,
Jesse had
I
some.
think we've had those before. I don't remember them being like astounding, but I was
mean,
like, yeah, it's good.
They're good.
They're
Yeah.
good. I mean, I think I look at them though as like what Treehouse used to be. You remember when you got like Julius the first time? And it was a silver can
Yeah.
with like a sticker on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a little orange
Like
sticker.
Yeah.
3 per person.
Yeah,
Julius
yeah,
cans,
like good luck. That's what I feel like this is. It's like that craft. I don't know what the best description is, but just how intimate it is, right? Like you
Yeah.
get a small
Totally.
amount, just trying to get that for you.
Yeah.
But looking at that, so that's really all secondary is, and then what people are looking for Phase 3. They're looking for side project. 8 state, which we've talked about out South Carolina.
Yeah, Greenville.
Some lambic. You'll have some odd lambic, some older stuff pop through. Then you'll have Pulpit Rock and Topping Goliath, Iowa.
So Pulpit Rock is on the list that you've seen, or like people that are actually.
It is for barrel aged stouts.
Yeah. It's
crazy.
Like they have,
and they're
calling.
literally across the street from Toppling Goliath.
Yeah, used to be their old location. I think Topping Goliath moved, but either way.
Okay.
They say we're the other brewery.
That's
in
right.
Decorah,
Yeah,
Iowa.
That's right.
yeah, exactly right. Yeah.
And then you have Hill Farmstead, and other than that, it's all hazies. Like that's all secondary is.
Yeah.
If you look at all
It's
of it.
kind of funny. I don't even say it's ironic because it's like not a lot of people look for lambics, but lambic has been like the craft beer darling for Europe. You know, up until it got craft beer was really made its way into America, but it's like nobody here really cares about it. Just like the way nobody cares about barley wines, but I love a good barley wine.
I think you have some. I think you have some pop through.
Just not nearly as much as you do like stuff like the stout or like the hazy IPAs.
But here's what
because
you look
this
at.
is extreme and this is American, baby.
If you had a ball of this though, you could get about any lambic you wanted. Because if you're going international for a trade, those guys are wanting to try something they can't get, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
They can have
do
20-year
trade heavy.
lambics. They do.
Yeah.
They want that newest thing. I've seen them on Beer Advocate back in the past. Like they're in search of was 2 cases of Treehouse IPAs, like
Really?
shipped to fucking wherever.
Just
you know?
volume.
Yeah, they just want to try them.
I've only shipped to Europe once, and the box disappeared for 2 months.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And the guy was like, "No, it's cool. It's cool. I understand this is a risk." And I was like, "Wow."
Did it come?
Wow.
Did it show
it
up?
showed up randomly.
Damn.
Yeah, but it was
Really?
It was all like Phase 3 and side project stuff I sent, and I was
We're like half of the bottles and
Sweating,
cans like
can't
empty.
replace. Can't replace. It's like
he
what
got
do you
all
do?
of them.
Damn.
2
Really?
months. Yeah, it just disappeared.
That's
Nobody
crazy.
knew.
Yeah, I've never shipped international. I've had
One
shipped to
time
me.
I've done it.
I
But
have
yeah,
to.
It scares me.
But I've always had shipped to me from like a vendor or like a retail establishment. not from a
Etrerie,
person.
Gourmet, whatever the hell it's
Way to do
called.
it.
Yeah.
So, what do you think about this one? What are you getting on the tasty notes?
So I think this is really good. I'm surprised how balanced it is. There's a strange kind of feeling I get when I drink something like this, and I don't know what to compare it to, but it's almost like there's a lack of flavor. So I'm not trying to say that it's bad, but it's like you expect it to linger, you know, and like something this deep and this rich to kind of like you get that flavor explosion in the front, and then you expect it to just kind of like linger and savor, but it almost like falls off quicker than it should because it's super dense. I mean, I don't even say thick.
Yeah.
This is a dense beer.
It is.
And it's super high alcohol content, you know,
19.4.
pushing 20%. And obviously we have a lot of adjuncts in here because of how thick it is.
Just vanilla.
I feel like this should linger on your palate longer than it does. Maybe it's because it's just vanilla, but I get the same feeling if I'm eating like a diet cake. So like, yeah. So like, if you go, if you go,
can't wait till the end of this.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not following, but I'm following.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
it's like if you go to like a kid's birthday party and there's that one person that's like has some sort of like either an allergy or they're like doing some new sort of
they got the
diet,
special
and it's like
plates they have
we
to.
need a special cake. It's like here's your special cake, and whoever made that cake made it as close to like a real like
But it still
chocolate
ain't the
cake,
same thing.
but it's like
It's
kind of there, but this is
I live
definitely
in
a
a
diet cake.
gluten-free house with my wife
Right.
and son.
Yeah. So
I
yeah.
get it.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I expect more from it, and it's like I can kind of sense it, but it's just not quite there. I feel horrible saying about that.
No.
I love the
be
brewery.
honest. I mean, one thing we
And I
would
know
say on
this
this
is-
show is we want to be honest,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, Sam, what are you thinking about it?
Yeah, it's interesting because it is crossing the beer to liqueur line, and it's almost got like one note.
Yes.
It's a really good note,
It is.
but it's like one note, and it's interesting. I think the vanilla has tamped down some of the like, almost like stuff you get out of an old barrel aged stout, like the oak and like the
Yeah.
tobacco and like really
Right.
dark flavors. That vanilla has pumped it up a little bit where it's not sweet, but it's like
It disguised some of the other subtle nuances that you want to pull out of it.
yeah, it's really good. But yeah, it is. It's interesting. Interesting.
What do you think, Jason?
I don't disagree with a lot of what you said. It's different than what I've had or what I expected from this one from the nose.
Yeah.
The taste is different for me. If I compare this to just Phase 3, we've been fortunate to have a lot of their stuff, like the minutiae reserves, you know, the different Unoyas they do.
Yeah.
So I think the closest beer I've had to this is from Modern Times. It was the Monster Tone set. I used to be a member out there. They would do like a lottery for the members. You would have like a coconut, vanilla, coffee. This is most similar to that vanilla. bigger body. I think this is bigger. I think theirs was probably like 17%, 16%. This is 19.4, but their vanilla I think was better.
Okay.
That's not a knock on this beer necessarily, but I'm just saying that's where you're at. That's the ballpark of this.
Yeah.
It is a little muted for me.
It's interesting. It reminds me a little bit of Side Project candles, and I can't remember which candles, but it was one they bottled.
Those were like the flat ones too. Like weren't they steel?
Yeah, and it was like a vanilla candles
This
beer.
basically is too, though.
Yeah.
Oh, when you get above
like
14%, 50, like I don't need any carb. Like,
No.
even if you have carb, you're not going to get it long.
No, actually, if you can put carb in that, you probably don't want that. Like that's probably a bad thing at that point. You know what I mean?
a bad experience.
Yeah, could you imagine have like champagne like in a 19% like pastry stout?
It'd be like the Anderson Valley Port Barrel Stout at 5%.
Yeah. No, thank you.
So, retail on this one, if you won the lottery, $50. Mm-hmm. So for a 500 mil, whatever this, 500 or 375, what would you pay that, Matt?
If I hadn't had it before, 100%, I would to try it. Yes.
You don't have like look for my approval.
Yeah, well, I was going to follow up.
approve of your answer.
Yeah, that is the answer to the question. Yeah. I would. If I hadn't had this before, I would.
Yeah, I think I'd pay it again just to revisit it because it's just interesting and so different, and a lot of the multi-year kind of cask beers don't often get up to that almost 20% mark, so it's just kind of unusual. But yeah, hits in a nice territory. It's just
it is.
different.
It is. I think I would pay it again. Just what Sam said. I'd like to have about 6 months on this one, maybe a year. I'd be interested to see if the vanilla shines through a little more after a little more aging. This is not a bad beer by any means, but I think muted flavor would be where I would go to for it right now. I think the extended aging, man, when you get to that point, I just don't know where you go.
Agreed.
And it's crazy. Should we get more oak out of it, considering it's pushing 4 years?
I feel like you should. I think the nose is.
Yeah.
I don't think the taste is, though.
I feel like it is.
I totally agree.
I mean, super balanced. They've done a good job balancing everything. Maybe too balanced for me. I mean, I don't know if that's seriously, like.
It's not rough around the edges.
Pump a
I think that's hilarious. It's just like the whole, like, the idea of, like, making a beverage. You want to be balanced and be like, this is too fucking balanced, dude. I need to get some, like,
beat me over the
buttery
head.
Popcorn in there. I need to be sour.
I want the teeter-totter with the fat kid on one side. You know what I mean?
That's fucking good.
I like that plan.
Yeah.
So, I mean, looking at secondary too, so this is a big one. You're looking 200 to 220 for this bottle, which you put that in perspective. This was $750 from Side Project. It's pushing $500. This is a BBT level secondary on this one. So for 200 to 220, would you buy it again?
I mean, I think those BBTs are outlandish the way they are.
Well, they came down a lot. That's old school. Now you get them cheaper. But for this beer, would you pay $220?
Still, it's just like beer in general. I can't think of a single beer, maybe Don Q, which is a lambic, that I would pay $200. And I'm sure once I bought it, I would have
$10K, but yeah.
But like, I would do $200 for that, and I would still drink it, and I would probably regret that $200. I'm sure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think that's the boat I'm in with this. Yeah, like
same thing.
I'm willing to spend $200 on some like wild relic of the past.
Right,
that I'm
exactly.
like, I've been chasing it for 10 years.
Yeah,
but nowadays I'll do 50.
Yeah,
like 200. I don't know.
Yeah.
I might go as high as 100 if I had like a couple people that wanted to try it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or go in with you. But I think secondary where it's at, it's not that. I'm not disappointed, but I would like to see what it would do with time. I think time actually might help this one.
You think so?
I do. I don't think it hurt it. Do you?
I mean, I feel like
I think either more vanilla comes out, which is probably improbable, but I think more barrel might come out, which is better. It gives us one way or another.
That's a very positive way of looking at it, and I think that's very possible.
Most people say I'm an optimist.